Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Good morning once again and welcome to Good Morning Uganda Extra on this Tuesday morning. I know some may feel it is a Monday, others may feel maybe they wish it could be a Friday, but it is a Tuesday. And of course, I know you have that lag of a long weekend, but get to reality. It is Tuesday and the official working week has commenced today. So get abreast with whatever you're supposed to do. Do it energetic, like you're just starting the week. Once again, I'm Kirabo, Nyonyintono, and it is Good Morning Uganda Extra. Today, I'm honored to have officials with whom we are going to be discussing something that our grandparents used to do actually, and something that has brought in a lot of money in the tourism sector of our country. That is handcraft and souvenirs. Almost traditional here in Uganda, every home weaving was part of this backcloth, a lot of pottery, and all these were what people were doing to earn a living, but also to answer to the problems that were facing them. If they needed a mat, they would do that. If they needed a pot, they would do that. If they had anything. So this is something that of late attracts a lot of revenue in our country. And with me on set, I have people who are in this and many that have been handling this. And not forget that our government, the government of Uganda, secured a grant that is of $1,500,400 United States dollars aimed at promoting this industry. And joining me this morning to discuss more on the handcraft and souvenir development project is Mrs. Grace Mbabazi Awar. Grace Mbabazi Awuro. Yeah, I have to be very tactical in pronouncing the other name, Aruo, who happens to be the project coordinator of the handcrafts and ceramics project, handcrafts and souvenir development project in Uganda. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
I love the chitenji attire and of course a bit of crafts in the neck.
Thank
you
you.
Look very, very smart.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it shows that you're going to speak what you dress, what you look. And on the extreme end, I have Moses, that is Biantoro, who happens to be the CEO of Biantoro Ceramics Uganda. Still in the same category. You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Of course, I don't see you look the ceramics, but I must say I'm eager to hear from you and, of course, know much regarding this very project.
Yes,
now, I'll begin with Grace. Grace, when we talk about the handcraft and souvenir development project, what are we referring to?
The project is a 3-year project based at the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. We got funding from the Enhanced Integrated Framework from Geneva, and the purpose of the project is to develop the handcraft and souvenirs in the country. So the purpose is also to make sure that we do some production, increase production, diversify the production and the quality, and also for export. That is market access. But one of the objectives of this project also is to ensure that we create networks between the producers and the markets. For example, the producers of these handcrafts with the maybe tour operators will be taking tourists to the attractions so that they can buy this. And the handcrafts and souvenirs, actually, there are things like the mats, like the pottery and ceramics. There are things like all manner of handwork we do at home and in our organizations.
Now, you're talking about what you seek to do with this project, but when I was trying to follow up prior to the show, I found that this was a 3-year project.
Yes.
And I think I stand to be corrected. It should be winding up this month. But you're talking more in we are going instead of we have. So throw more light on that. 2019, till today I see the period should have been ended.
Oh yes, actually, the project is supposed to wind up this month. However, we were interrupted by COVID-19. And so we have just recently got an extension, local extension, up to February next year, because there are certain the activities we have not covered. And talking about we are going to do it here, actually we've done some good work. We've done capacity building.
We shall get to that now that you have clarified on that. Otherwise, I was wondering, we are going, and when the project is closing, I was going to say, well, we need accountability for these monies. If you
accountability is available.
When a month is remaining.
Accountability is available.
Well, I'll now go to Moses. Yes. Moses, let's be to be more specific. What does this project seek to do and how? Because you're one of the beneficiaries.
Yes, please. The project seeks to improve mostly onto our production capacities, which part of it has done already. Market linkages, part of it has been done, and we yet to have more being done as the project is yet to be done. The project seeks also to see that the youth and the women are earning a living through craft production. And through that, even the government itself brought up skill up, whereby the youth and the women are supposed to co-interpret as associations and make sure that we are reducing unemployment, which the enhanced integrated framework, hand in hand with the Ministry of Tourism, have diversifies that. And we hope that by the end of the project, more youth will have been employed, and we shall be somewhere as a business, as a ministry, as a country. Yes.
Well, more youth, women earn a living. That is what I loved most. Earn a living from this. And that is what the project seeks to do, because there are many people involved in handicraft.
Yes.
There are many people involved in ceramics, many people in pottery. But you find that at times it's like they are doing this for just. Or many, they look at something that cannot sustain them.
Yes.
For livelihood. We have a porter, he does his good pots, distributes to people who want, you can buy your chompa, you know, and many are in absolute poverty.
True.
In where I come from, they will tell you, Ataga Gawale. I know you've heard of this, Moses. I can see the smile. Akolashi. Asubula ansuwanashi. Na matungu. Uliodari gagawala. So you venture into this? Well, but government says we can, and this is the aim of this project. Now, I come back to you. Let's also understand who are the people you're targeting here. Because, you know, government programs usually, most of when they have donor money, they're very specific.
Okay, yes. According to the project, what we are targeting is the stakeholders in the sector, in the handicraft and souvenir sector. Associations, groups, some individuals, of course, women, youth, and men. We are targeting those. But at the same time, we are also targeting the users. For example, even the public, you yourself, would like to see that every Ugandan is part of this sector. Why can't you have such products in your house? Why can't you showcase them? Why can't you decorate, interior decor, in the kitchen, on the dining table, in offices, instead of having some imported gadgets which break also in time? Why not use our own desk organizers, whatever? So mostly we are targeting the people, the producers, but at the same time also us users. That's why at first you say that people say, when you yes, but now we want to ensure that every Ugandan are interested in this sector. Yes. And also, apart from us getting interested in it, we also want to export That's why we're having the trade fairs and market linkages with international organizations so that we export. Yes.
I'm going to ask you this. You've lived in Uganda for some time.
Yes.
I want to believe, so have I, but
Some
I know
many
you've lived
some
longer.
many years.
I know you've lived longer if you've not gone in exile than I've lived. When we talk about crafts, how are we going to remove this myth of witchcraft, this myth of demonic? I remember one time I was invited to someone's wedding, and a friend of mine was doing backcloth. So he told me, I'm going to make you a pocket square and a tie of backcloth. So I came smartly dressed. And I was going with my colleagues. The moment I reached, my sister told me, Robert, do us a favor. Go back and remove that backcloth. People will think, well, you know, have a backcloth shoe, but you don't have to. One time I told people, that's what I'm going to put on your introduction. Literally meaning that we have that association. One time someone, backcloth is very good. I hear some country even want to patent, have rights over our backcloth, which is Ugandan. But you dare put it on. You look an outcast in society. Yet people, it is one of the core materials you use, I think, in crafts. How do we change that? People put on beads, you know?
Yes.
I feel like, you know, and yet the whites come buy them free, take them.
Yeah.
Here in Uganda, we need also to grow, like you said, our domestic consumption of these.
Yeah.
You have those shells. Like you can have anything, like maybe these chains from China. I just have one around here. Even you say, the person who interviewed us, did you look at his left hand? That man believes in Satan.
Yes. Well, I think we really need a lot of sensitization, creation of awareness that these things are really not demonic, unless you have put in some science, which I don't understand, but they are not demonic. And many people are now, actually some people are embracing it, and we are making sure that if people get interested in it and know these things are okay, put them in your house, like the pots. Like the pots. Or traditionally we used to have pots, water, you know, water pots.
Yes.
And you know,
it's the best water you can
instead
take.
of a free water pot, you put in your water and drink. And let's embrace it. We need to drum it. And maybe another thing which we need to say is, Ugandans, we should embrace our traditions. We can also have our wear Uganda. Why can't we have wear Uganda? So that we promote our own type of fabric, our own fashions. Maybe in one day we say, today is wear Uganda Day, maybe a Friday or any day, so that everybody from that topmost, the lowest, we do that. In that way, we'll be promoting our own, and you know, revenue will remain within us. And I think a lot of awareness is needed. A lot of awareness. Maybe policies also has to be up to a certain level to ensure that Ugandans embrace this sector.
So much sensitization there needed. So when you find someone putting on any of these things, yes, first look at the economic aspect of it, is providing a job. But second, for beauty, I don't know, I've never seen beauty than an African lady properly inclined in those traditional wares, waist beads and everything, smart, so it's not demonic. Now I come to Moses. Moses, we know that for any country to grow, domestic consumption is very important. Yes. Why do we see you link this so much to tourism, mostly in the foreign arena?
Actually, the linkage to tourism is a subsidiary. One, we are more into our local consumption. Like as you've been saying, if somebody makes a backcloth, a tie out of backcloth, or a handbag out of backcloth, we need our Ugandan to have that backcloth product, him or herself. That will be promoting more of productions, and also somebody is earning a living out of that product somebody has bought. The same applies to our ceramics. If I make a cup, I'm targeting more of my local people. That is our Ugandans. If a person takes up my cup and uses it to take tea every day, then I earn a credit. More to that, as we go into business, we can't only sustain our only Ugandan. We also need to go a step ahead. That's when we come into tourism and export, so that we extend and expand our incomes and also create more opportunities for the youth, as I had said, to come into the business and also work and earn a living. Yes.
Very interesting. And now also let's look at who are the most consumers of these handicrafts and ceramics. Are they the local or the foreigners?
I may say it is all matching. It's 50-50. Because when you go in people's homes, you'll find our mugs being used. I'm using myself as an example. You'll find our cups being used for taking tea every day. When you go on the streets, you'll find people carrying these small pocket money purse, just weaved by our local weavers.